Yes, you're still listening to Head Vomit. The following is a behind-the-scenes peek at the creative process that may feel dirty in your ears. If you're concerned about your ears, please choose carefully when and even if to listen.
Hey everybody, just as a little side bonus thing, we're just going to do a little interview with our producer.
Yeah, we thought we'd do a series on the people that help us make the podcast, and some of them have led pretty interesting lives. You know, we just like, hey, let's just interview these people and see what happens. So yeah, like a bonus thing in between the seasons, obviously. This week we've got our producer, Felix Baumelhaur II.
This guy to us really does mean a lot. Like, he really helped us come from nothing to where we are now, basically. Mm-hmm. It's such a fascinating story. Every time we have a chat to him, he just tells us so much inspiring things.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a character. So without further ado, welcome our producer, Felix Baumelhaur II. Oh, thank you very much, y'all. Thank you very much.
Tell everyone, how did you meet us?
Yeah, how did you... I can't even remember how we met. Y'all don't remember the axe-throwing bar?
Oh, yeah, we did have a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, in Sheffield, yeah. Good Tennessee whiskey, I would like to point.
Felix, you were giving us all the great whiskey.
I was giving you all of the bourbons, man. Yeah, I was A to Z bourbons all night long. It was a good goddamn night. I had my cowboy hat on. We got in a little booth back there. There were some little honeys with us. You know, it was a good goddamn night. I mean, I'm a married man, as you know, but, you know, sometimes the women do like the cowboys.
So just tell us, where did you come from? What's your story?
Well, I'm in Sheffield because of y'all. I didn't know a goddamn about Sheffield. I didn't even know this goddamn place existed till I came to work for y'all. But my upbringing in Texas was a little bit of a tough one. You know, I was raised religious, married young, got myself a beautiful wife. She's gone downhill a bit now, but she was beautiful when I married her. We had us a bunch of kids, and I thought, oh, my life's going all right. I had a good job at the Radio Shack. And between us, we were making enough to live until the goddamn cost of living crisis. Goddamn Joe Biden. Yeah, and then I decided to branch out. I thought I've always been a fan of podcasts, and I've always been a fan of comedy in general and anything auditory. So I heard y'all on a podcast once, and I said, these guys are what's happening. I like these guys. And I said, where are they? They got funny little accents. I said, where are their funny little accents from? And my wife was like, I think they from England. And I said, England? Man, I know I heard that name somewhere. So I looked it up on the Google Maps, and I saw it was a country. I said, oh, maybe I'll go there. So I came here, got a job with you guys, and then eventually I was able to ship my little clan over as well.
So how did you hear the podcast? How did you come across it?
Yeah, because it's pretty obscure having a podcast like ours, which barely reaches outside of Bakewell, or outside of the UK at all, which is really weird. And then all of a sudden, you're, an American listening to it. How did you discover it? Well, it's a bit of a funny story, actually, because one day I was smoking a joint on the job, which I thought wasn't that bad of a thing, but the manager caught me, and he didn't take kindly to it. So he fired me on the spot. And as I told you before, I got a lot of kids. I got 12. I call them the dirty dozen. They always fucking around with me. But, I got 12 kids to feed, so I can't be fired. You know what I mean? That was my mindset. I can't be fired, but fired I was. So I got in my pickup, was driving down the interstate, and drinking some whiskey.
You said you were crying?
No, I was driving down the interstate. No, there might have been one tear down my eye at the thought of my babies, you know what I mean? But not for myself as a man. And the road started getting a bit wavy. I had my country music playing, because I'm a big country music fan. And then before I know it, there were these two big lights in front of me, and I swerved to avoid them, but I didn't swerve in time, and the truck hit me. We collided quite hard, so hard, in fact, that the driver of the truck was thrown from his seat. Now, it turns out the driver was cut in half, but the top half of him landed inside my car. And the last words that he said to me was, you know what? You should listen to the Head Vomit podcast. And I said, God damn it, ain't you Matthew McConaughey? And he said, yes, I am. And then he died in front of me. And I said, this is ridiculous. Not only have I just killed a truck driver, I've just killed one of my favorite actors in the entire world. So I was doubly, and I'd have been fired on top of that. So I got out my truck, I left the state, but I had this thing in my head. I was like, Head Vomit Podcast. Head Vomit Podcast. Now, what the hell does he mean by that? I've got to honor Matthew McConaughey's last words on this world. And it turns out Matthew McConaughey was quite a big fan of yours.
Really?
Yeah, when I took his phone.
You took his phone?
Yeah, I mean, I did.
It's the first we're hearing of this. Ed, did you know about this?
I didn't know. There's this. I wonder, Felix, is this sort of is this still a link? Is this an ongoing thing? Like, are you wanted? Well, wanted is a bit of a strange way of putting it. That kind of reminds me of the Wild West posters, back in the day. I wouldn't exactly say I'm an outlaw, but I would say that the move to England, it was a timely consideration. I thought I'd just get the hell out of Dodge, which is funny because I was driving a Dodge pickup. Right. Well, we won't
dodged a bullet.
Yeah, you dodged a bullet. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, y'all. We won't tell anyone, I suppose, if you don't. But this is going to be broadcast on. Yeah. We'll cut it out, Felix. Oh, I'd appreciate that if you did that. That'd be good.
Just remind us, being the producer and all, because often we just get to the editing part and we just release it.
Yeah.
As is.
Yeah. So someone make a note of that.
Yeah.
Edit out Felix's crimes.
So you had head vomit in your head.
Yeah.
You'd heard of the show, did you?
McConaughey recommended it to you, which is, I would say, is a pretty strong recommendation.
Yeah, pretty strong.
Like a Hollywood A-lister, great actor,
show
is like, listen to this, and that's the last thing on his mind before he dies.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That's a big recommendation.
Yeah.
And, thank you. God rest Matthew McConaughey. I wonder why I hadn't seen him in much, actually, recently.
And thank you, Felix, for listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it? What was the first thing you heard?
Well, I had a visceral reaction of hate to it.
Oh.
First episode I ever listened to was the Gladiator one. I hated it, if I'm going to be honest with you fellas. And then I listened to, the Veterans, the first ever one y'all did about World War II. I got to say, that ain't nothing like my grandpappy told me it was, So I thought, who are these guys? I thought they were trying to be comedians, and they're talking about, baby bombs and dog rape and all that. And I said, I don't know if I'm with this. But then I remembered the voice of Matthew McConaughey in the back of my head. And I went, you know what? I'm going to trust this man. I'm going to persevere. Oh, so you weren't actually that bowled over by the first season then? No, I think it's improved since then. Right.
Since you got involved.
Since you've got... I'm not going to boast and brag, fellas. Y'all production was dog shit. We did have tinny mics, yes.
Yeah. We've upgraded since then, thanks to you.
We've got new mics.
Thanks to you, Felix. This kind of ties into the fact when me and Ed were having lunch somewhere.
Probably Sheffield, yeah.
And then you got a phone call, I think, out the blue from Felix.
Yeah.
And you were like...
At first I didn't trust it. No offence, Felix, because, when you get a call in Britain and it's an American voice on the other end, you immediately think scam. That's what I get when I hear a British accent. If some British motherfucker calls me, I immediately hang up because I'm like, I don't trust you. Last time I seen a British guy was in 1776.
Which is difficult because now you need to make calls for us in England constantly. You don't trust anyone.
And do you get a lot of, when you make calls, is it hard to network on behalf of the podcast, being an American? I don't know, y'all, because now I'm official. I've got that official head vomit stamp. So I can say I'm a producer, and people automatically prick their ears up.
You didn't need to get the tattoo on your forehead, but we do appreciate that.
I didn't need to, but I wanted to, fellas. Because I'm loyal. I'm dedicated. My wife didn't want me to do it neither. She said it looked stupid. I thought if you tattooed your forehead backwards, then other people looking at it would be the right way around. But I realized I got that from looking at them ambulances in the rear view.
Yeah, but now you've just got a back-to-front tattoo on your head, which no one can read. So that hasn't really helped
much. You got to read it with a mirror. But anyway.
Thanks anyway. Yeah.
No,
we appreciate the effort.
I don't regret it. I regret the order I put the letters in, but not the actual tattoo. But that's beside the point, y'all. The point is that now when I ring up people on behalf of the Head Vomit Podcast, they automatically take me seriously because I'm a goddamn Texan. And I tell you what, they probably never even seen a man like me in their entire lives.
Well, we did take you seriously after we realised
who
you were.
Yeah.
So the first call you were just asking for money, which was weird.
Yeah.
Hence the scam thing.
I was a little bit hard up.
We said, that's great. Someone likes the podcast in America.
Yeah, we were just happy to have a fan.
And we put the phone down, and then a week later, you were there.
Yeah, really
there, outside my house.
Yeah.
with your bags and your 12 kids. So we took you in.
Yeah, I appreciate that, y'all.
Yeah, we put you to work.
Y'all did, and you know, it's another thing. As soon as I got in, I recognized some changes that were to be made, you know what I mean?
You changed the house?
Yeah, I had to redecorate first, but then had to make a little baby room there and stuff. I think it was good of y'all to let me in, and like I said, I didn't want to inconvenience y'all, so I put all my 12 kids in one room, my wife in another, and me in the third. The thing that I really like about y'all guys here is that you don't put too much pressure on me in the work, you know?
Yeah, we wouldn't do that to you.
I just relax. I do the producing, and if anything, it's me that's chasing y'all asses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually.
Yeah. And tell us, what was it like settling into the English culture? Like, did you like the food?
I'll tell you, the food stinks, the weather stinks. I fucking hate it, man. And the people, they all right, but the rest of it stinks. And gas price ridiculous. I don't even know how you live in this country.
Yeah, it is hard.
There's nobody got some guns. You know, everybody should have more guns over here, I feel.
Yeah, how hard was it for you walking around with a pistol?
I got a carry license, but apparently that don't count for squat in the UK. Apparently, you can't walk down Rotherham High Street with a .22 caliber pistol on your side and expect a lawman to not raise a stir, you know. But I was kind of lucky because in the UK, nobody does that. So as soon as they saw me with my Stetson and my pistol on my hip, they just thought it was a fancy dress or something. And I had to let them know, man, no, this ain't no joke. I'm the goddamn producer of Head Vomit Podcast. Well, it turns out that don't really count for squatting either. Yeah, you were arrested immediately, weren't you? And I remember we had to bail you out. It was, a mistake, an honest mistake, to be fair, because you would presume...
That was expensive.
It was quite more than you think, actually. You would presume that somebody of your caliber, Felix, the bail would be maybe a bit lower. Child trying to say, no, I'm just saying that, I'm saying your offence wasn't that big. You know what I mean? An American in England, maybe you do think you can carry a gun around. I don't know. I've never been one. I wouldn't go to America and not have a gun, as a British guy. I just think that's what the thing to do is, and just carry it around and presume I could do. So maybe, maybe I'll get arrested in New York next time I go or something. And Felix, you'll have to bail me out. Well, y'all know, you don't pay me enough for that now.
So you've had experience at Radio Shack. How did you find then going into the kind of the producing side of things? Did you know what you were doing with some of the technology, or was it completely new to you?
Well, that's why I insisted that we hired that intern, really, so that I could pick her brains for all the technical know-how. You see, I did know a lot of technical stuff about the broadcast side of things, but I didn't really know much about the recording side of things. I'm more post-production, But we needed to be all the way around production. The first thing I did when I got in, I was made sure y'all had better microphones.
Yep.
I made y'all had better editing, better sound effects, all that nonsense. Mm-hmm. And I made sure you process your voices properly. Well, I say I made sure about this. I set the intern to it, and she did it. But I told her to do it.
Her first time job, too.
It was her first job. I think she did a good job.
Yeah.
She could get a job at Radio Shack, I tell you that much. I was pleased with her work. So, sometimes people just need people to tell them what to do.
It's funny because she then went to work at BBC. So, technically working
we've lost her now.
Yeah, working at the Head Vomit was a really good jumping platform for her to
we were like, when you go on LinkedIn and look on someone's bio, we were like the bottom rung of work experience.
I don't think she even put it on her LinkedIn.
I don't even think she did. No. She's just started BBC. That's it.
Yeah. Good place to start.
Yeah. Well, everyone's got to start somewhere. And plus, she taught me on the job, She taught me everything about production, post-production, how to master voices, all that nonsense, and how to dictate to other people as well, I dictate to a lot of people better now after working with her. But the best thing about being trained on the job like that is that you can actually become a very good producer in a very short amount of time if you study under somebody who knows what they're doing.
It definitely helps.
This work experience. Good.
I think one thing that we've really, truly benefited from is structure. Just the way you structured us and structured the podcast. And
because we don't like to stick to things, but it turns out the modern world is a little bit obsessed with, content. We don't like producing content. We want to produce something that's, has re-listen value and is actually a thing to stand out on its own, rather than just doing some throwaway thing. Oh, y'all, yeah, I understand what you're saying with that. There's a lot of content out there now. Each of my little babies, my itty-bitty babies, I put them on one content mission a week. So I got 12 a week. So,
they're really pumping it out, yeah.
Yeah, they working for us now. Best thing is we ain't got to pay them yet.
One thing I really liked was you told us to stick to our guns and use your Texan spirit.
Yeah.
And you infuse that
Yeah.
into a Northern English podcast.
And then I woke up with my gun super glued to my hand because y'all thought it was you were agreeing with me. Oh, but after I prized my gun out of my hand, I said, you know what, these boys really understand me. And, then we had a good working relationship after that.
Well, we did spend 6 hours trying to prise off
the
gun off your hands, yeah.
Yeah. It turns out fairy liquid does not help remove
No.
super glue.
We had to take a very specific trip to B&Q, I remember this.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, we've had good times with you.
We've had ups and downs.
Yeah.
Well, y'all know, I'm a stranger in a strange land.
Up north, mentality of people is we're pretty chilling and we're pretty chill. Like dealing with a blunt Texan is a lot. So I've learned a lot in how to deal with people, as you have as well.
Yeah. And, with Texans, obviously, as well, you're the first one we've ever met.
Yeah.
So we were
and
kind
not
of
by choice. Like, you just turned up.
Remember? Yeah, it's just you don't find them. But now they're here, or you're here. Or, well, they're here, yeah, because your kids are Texan too.
There's a Texan army.
There's a little mini Texan. Yeah, I try not to get on the whole army side of things. Because my cousin, David Koresh, he had a little itty-bitty trouble with guns in the ATF when they come by his house. And, since then, I kind of stringently avoid giving any of my youngest pistols or advise us against calling ourselves a cult. And I don't want loads of wives or to fuck the daughters of people who follow me or anything like that. So I think as a good Christian man, I got one wife, I got 12 kids, and that's it. That's enough for me, man. I'm not greedy. Yes, and your kids actually instrumental to the business. They do all the social work, all the social posts. Yeah, I sure do love them little Oompa Loompas. Like I said, I call them a dirty dozen. They help me out in my own errands too, but they mostly work for y'all. Payment free. I like them. Well, I don't like them, but they do all right work.
Little Lee Marvin's a bit of a terror.
Lee Marvin's is trouble, and Paul Daniels ain't a bag of roses neither. But little baby Paul Atreides, he's all right. He's already talking. He's only 6 months. My little babies, they doing the social work for y'all, and it's great and all that. But one day they will need paying, and as their agent, I'm gonna have to ask for 10%, 20% on top. Yeah, I'm sure we can work that out. I mean, they're doing 14 people, children, soon to be people, are working on our show, and we really appreciate it.
Flat out.
Sweating is literally a sweatshop. We appreciate you for providing us with the workforce. Yeah, well, work is for.
What would you say are the some of the differences between, say, Texan humor and English humor?
Well, I think English humor ain't really that funny, I mean, Texas, we have a good time, but it's more like dry humor, like super dry, like the arid deserts. We're very, we're not a verbose people. We say a lot with a little, and I feel like y'all in England say a little with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like to rabbit a lot. I heard some of y'all episodes, and usually they're about 40 minutes. We got to cut them down. I say, get that shit down. Y'all ain't really saying anything in these episodes. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest, but I rein it in because I'm making money. And another thing is, I've grown to like the British humor. I think it's something you have to get used to. It's like a cup of tea. When I came here, y'all said, hey, y'all want a cup of tea? And I said, what the fuck is tea? And you thought I was getting annoyed, but I was just, asking a question. So you said, or maybe coffee instead? And I went, yeah, I like that coffee shit. So y'all made me a coffee. I said, hey, you know what? These guys are right. But then you did make me a tea once without telling me. You made me a tea without asking. I drank it. I said, you know what? I got to try this shit. So I sipped a little bit, gave it a little sippy, and goddamn, that shit's good. But if anybody in Texas hears this, don't judge me.
You converted to a tea drinker.
Yeah, but I'm not a homosexual.
Well, no one's saying that. No one's saying that.
Yes, no, we're not trying to imply that you're... No, I know, but I start drinking tea, I start talking all fruity like y'all do. And people might start to think, I'm still a goddamn dyed-in-the-wool Texan, even if I can't use my right hand anymore. Yeah, is that still a thing? Oh, yeah, it's all fucked up. They had to do a skin graft. You don't remember?
He's got a flipper now.
Yeah, that is nasty. Swings and roundabouts.
Makes it difficult for mastering, so we had to hire someone for that too.
Yeah. No, I appreciate y'all helping me out. We got a good little team going on here, and I was instrumental, I'm sure, in hiring some people and getting some people in, and also, working my children. Yeah, great. What can we say? Really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Yeah. Just the impact that you've had, I think.
Yes.
I wanted
Huge.
to celebrate it.
All right. Well, thank y'all.
Any other questions we can ask before we sign off?
Yeah. Let's not let you go too.
I mean, why don't you tell the audience what they got to look forward to, what they can expect, what you want to do moving forward in terms of the future of the podcast?
Well, let's put it like this. I got big plans, fellas. And y'all know we talked about my plans and y'all plans and all our plans. And I think I best put it like this. If y'all aren't like season 1 of the podcast, you ain't gonna like season 3. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I ain't that type of man. I ain't gonna be like, yeah, season 3 is gonna be the most hilarious shit you ever heard. It's probably gonna be like the worst shit you ever heard. But am I saying it's bad? No, it's great. And it's even better because of my production values. If you did like season 1, you're gonna love season 3. Fellas, listen to this. Head Vomit season 3 is gonna be the best goddamn thing since sliced bread. I know y'all still appreciate sliced bread in this country. If y'all appreciate sliced bread, you gonna appreciate the Head Vomit podcast, produced by yours truly, Felix Baumelhaur II. And yes, I got my name because of my numbers of kills. I don't count McConaughey because he was an accidental.
Jesus Christ, Felix.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You've killed 2 people prior to Matthew McConaughey.
Wait, we don't talk about his crimes on there.
No, sorry. Yeah, cut that shit out, man. All right, Felix, relax. I saw your finger twitch then.
Put the gun down.
Yeah, don't go. Why are you always holding it? I like holding it. All right.
And when are you moving out? Sorry?
Y'all know I got the lease on this new place. So we going to be moving into this mansion next week.
Okay, good.
A mansion? That doesn't... We don't pay... How much is that costing?
Felix, how is the podcast doing financially? Like, are you raking it in?
No, y'all are in trouble. I got other streams of revenue, if you feel me. Y'all's the main river. Don't worry about it. Y'all's the main river. But I got these streams. I had dreams of streams. And all the streams run together into a big old cash flow, into a waterfall, into a river, into a monsoon. And I got cash raining on me, baby. And don't worry, one day it's going to be coming to y'all too, but I just feel like y'all got to earn it. Like maybe on season 10, 11, something like that. But you work for us full time. So where are these other streams of revenue coming from? Are we going to have to talk to financial about this? No, you don't need to get financial involved. It's none of y'all business. I'm just going to say, I work for y'all. I do it full time. And what I do in my spare time is my own business.
Okay.
Doing a good job. We
appreciate
wish you the best. Yeah.
We appreciate
Yeah,
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Are you going to put the gun away now?
Maybe.